At any point when he comes to the Lakers, Draymond, we're gonna make this happen. At any point,
wait,
we're gonna
is this
reunite.
tampering? Wait,
No,
Players can't tamper.
You're going to get a Venmo from him when the league comes.
Welcome to Outta Pocket, a Buckets original. I'm LaJethro Jenkins.
Josiah Johnson Sr.
Zach Schwartz.
We have a special guest, my guy, Juan. How you doing, man?
Very well, man.
We got a crowd. We got
Clap it up. Clap it up.
We got a studio audience now. We
feel
really
me? Zach, tell them what type of show it is.
It's a weekly NBA review show. You can watch it on YouTube. You can listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Follow us at Buckets. You know the deal at this point.
Saw a video you did with the Lakers. Said you like to shower and brush your teeth. That's like your pregame ritual before every game. In my experience, like musty mouth, funky dudes are generally harder to guard just because of that scent and that breath. But you coming out there fresh smelling, teeth all nice and shiny. Do you feel like that puts you at a competitive disadvantage at all?
You know what, bro? I never even thought about it in regards to like guarding other people. It's really out of consideration for other people. Like I'm talking to, not that I have stinky breath, but I've been around people that have stinky breath and they don't know that their breath stinks.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that my breath never stinks.
No, my breath is hot, so that's why I keep a good.
It's like he's got the chair over.
I'm old.
You're good at hiding. I've never smelled it.
I've never smelled it.
I keep my distance. I don't ever. But if we're guarding each other, it's gonna be some you. Oh, okay, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm just breathe on you.
But see, you can be a hard critic. Like I tell people, it's people. Your breath may not smell fresh, but then it's people who breath stinks.
But like, the ones with the stinkiest breaths generally want to be the ones that talk
the most,
and they're in your face like. Oh,
Wow.
Thank you for that consideration. I'm sure defenders too as well, because I'm sure there's a lot of dudes in the league who don't follow that regimen that you follow.
For sure. I mean, everybody eating stuff before the game. I like to feel good, man. You know what they say: look good, feel good, play good.
Okay,
I respect that. So you grew up in Cali, grew up in Oakland. Respect. You feel me? Who was it that you looked up to growing up? Like, who were the guys that you played with that you looked up to?
In regards to basketball?
Yes.
Bro, I didn't even really look up to no basketball players growing up. I grew up different than,
who was you looking up to?
I'm different.
I mean, I grew up to the dope boys. That's who I looked up to. That's what I grew up around. I grew up to, people, sideshows and shit like that. Like, that was my reality. Yeah. I was walking back and forth to the Boys and Girls Club, but I mean, nobody was talking about like, these pros, these musicians, like that was just something for us to do. Nobody was really shedding that light on us that we could be bigger than what we were seeing. So I didn't really have no idols like that I wanted to be like. Yeah, Allen Iverson was a guy that I liked in basketball. Kobe was somebody that I liked, but I never anticipated that, one, I would be playing in the NBA, two, let alone be as great as these guys. So I didn't really have that type of like idolization.
Do you feel like sports or basketball help keep you out that street life? Do you ever wonder, like, if it wasn't for you being able to excel at basketball, kind of where your life would have gone and what trajectory would have been on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at that moment in time growing up, like, I didn't want to do that stuff.
Okay.
Like, I mean, my friends did that stuff. My family members did that stuff. I didn't want to do that stuff. I mean, I've been through stuff in my life that showed me, like, I would rather live a peaceful life, not looking over my shoulder, not, living a paranoid life. Now, as I got older, yes, basketball kept me away from that, because at this point, it's like sink or swim. Like, you got to get it. And not everybody that's out there committing crimes are bad people.
Yeah.
So
some people are just products of their, situations, their environments. And so I could have potentially been a product of my environment or my situation. Like, I've been homeless 3 times in my life, so if I was homeless at the age of 22, 23, it's like, all right, well, what am I going to do? I got to get out and get it. I got to figure it out. However, I had basketball that, provided a life for me, a buffer kind of. Even when financially things ain't going the best in the basketball world, whether you playing in Czechoslovakia or Mongolia or Australia, like, it's still like a life vest. Like, you still kind of just floating through life, figuring it out, as opposed to somebody who's living at home. They got bills to pay. Some people got kids. So as a kid, to answer your question, as a kid, no, not necessarily, but as an adult, for sure.
Okay.
So the number 95, it's an odd number. Why do you choose that number?
Because that's a street I grew up on. That's my hood. That's our home base. My grandpa came from Mexico, 1950s maybe.
Yeah.
Got that house. We still got that house.
Respect. Yeah.
So that's just home base for us. That's always going to, if it's up to me, that house ain't going nowhere. That house is always going to be in our possession. So that's just where the dreams are made.
Do you still have a moment of pause when you walk into like an NBA locker room and see the 95 in your locker hanging up? Like, is it still, or has it faded a little bit?
Nah, it's never gonna fade. I'm appreciative every day, man. Shit, I'm from East Oakland, bro. Like, it ain't a lot. Positive things happen out of there. So like when I see my name on the back of a jersey, I'm like, damn, that's dope.
Right.
Like, that's my name. People want to buy my jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always just reminded of those little things on a day-to-day basis.
So you're a Kobe fan, so got to know, you were a Lakers fan growing up?
No, sir.
Were you a Kobe
Let that
fan?
be known.
I was a Kobe fan, yeah.
Okay, see, I'm a LeBron guy, so I can understand. See, I can get down with that.
Respect.
So like Kobe Nike shirts, no Lakers jerseys. Where did you draw the line?
I got one Lakers jersey. I mean, it's a Kobe jersey.
Yeah.
And my mom actually bought that for me when I was probably like a sophomore in high school. Never wore it, though. It still hasn't been worn to this day.
Okay.
And that just goes to show you,
got
like,
shoes like
Kobe's
that,
my
so,
guy, but I'm not going to put on a Lakers jersey because, I mean, I grew up in Oakland. I'm a Warriors fan.
So what was it like? Obviously, you getting to play for the Warriors, but my pops played for the Warriors for like a good 10 games. I lived in Alameda for like 2-3 months, same gated community as Chris Mullin. But I'm just saying, like, and back then, it was okay. It was the TMC era, so the team was all right. But there was a stretch, obviously, before the squad got good and this dynasty happened. So what was it like going to Warriors games during that point in time when it was just like, y'all weren't making the playoffs? Have some good players, but can never really get the squads together. So what was that like as a fan for you?
I didn't really care too much whether they won or lost. I was still understanding the game at that point. I grew up in a Mexican family, so it was pretty much soccer.
Okay.
So like my whole growth in basketball is all like organic, natural growth. Like nobody taught me how to shoot.
Okay.
Nobody taught me how to like finish. Nobody, like none of the shit that I know about basketball, nobody taught me.
So where'd you learn it?
Self-taught.
Okay. Wow. You just
through experiences.
Okay.
Now, yeah, I soaked up some game from people here and there, but like, I mean, I see kids like that come into NBA and their form is like immaculate.
Right.
It's like, damn, somebody taught you that.
For sure.
Nobody taught me how to shoot. I remember one of my coaches actually in high school, this is for verbatim, why the fuck do you shoot like that? Like, damn.
He didn't try to help you though. He just asked you that, left
me better. Why you let me shoot like that?
So at that time, I didn't really care about basketball. I was just enjoying the games. We used to go to the games. It was like $10 a ticket, free hot dog, free drink.
Okay. That's a good deal, though.
Me and my cousins mobbing to the games. We walking to BART, walking across the bridge. Like if you're from the town, then you know about those experiences.
I already know. I've had that experience as well.
So it was a good time. We was just enjoying, some close to free shit that we could afford.
As far as learning the game goes, you went to Marquette, and I first got to ask, how did you choose Marquette? And second, I got to ask, why did you not choose ASU? I worked on your scouting and the scouting that we did and recruiting of you. So if you could kind of share those two.
I mean, shit, recruitment was a whirlwind for me, bro. It's kind of hectic. Going back to like, my mom don't know anything about recruitment. My family don't know anything about that. Yeah. We don't know what we're looking for when we're going through the recruitment process. So it's all newfound territory for us. My mom just wanted me to get a good education and somewhere like I was going to be safe. Growing up in East Oakland, like, you're a wild child. You figuring it out. So she wanted to make sure I wasn't in an environment that was just so free flowing where it was just like my son can just, lose himself. She wanted to make sure I was with somebody who was going to make sure I went to class, et cetera, et cetera. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
So just to make a long story short, we was on our recruitment visit to Arizona State. That was actually where I wanted to go for a moment. They put up their graduation rate, 37% closed book from my mom.
Zach, did you?
I did not put that book together. I was no.
Did you see that and not
son? He did prep it. All of a sudden, he didn't prep it.
I was in charge of like reservations and like making sure things like that went along. I was up at like 6 a.m. making sure everything went smooth. So I know who messed that up, and I'll be sending a message.
I know that's not your fault, Zach. I know you had it cracking. You had the social life and the nightlife definitely going. Now he got game completely, but definitely certain aspects.
Manager could have,
but it's, what I'm saying. So I know that wasn't on you. So you go to Marquette, right?
Yeah, but wait. I had a great time at ASU. The visit that was my best visit for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Big time.
Tempe, Arizona versus Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh man,
what was it like coming from East Bay, coming from East Oakland, having to now go to Milwaukee?
You know what? My OG, Raymond Young, he would tell me, worst case scenario, go to a school where you could see yourself living if you're not playing basketball.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That went in one ear and out the other.
Milwaukee ain't that bad, is it?
No,
It's gotten a lot better.
and Milwaukee's a cool city. The people there are amazing. It's my second home. They still, they still show me so much love. But I didn't realize how important that was. Again, like, this is all newfound territory. Nobody's lacing me with this game on a day-to-day basis. My dad ain't around. My dad ain't sitting there talking to me like, hey, son, like, this is what you're looking for. This is, allowing me to understand the game. It's different when somebody's just, hey, bro, do this, that, and the third, and then you go on about your life, and I go on my daily life, and 3-4 days pass by, and I might see you again, you might say something, as opposed to you sitting down at the dinner table with your parents. It's like, hey, son, this is how things are going. This is what we're breaking down. This is our thought process. Like, it allows you to process thoughts and think things through at a different way. You know what I'm saying? And I got hurt when I got there, bro. It was snowing and shit. It was
It is cold as shit in Milwaukee.
It's a different type of cold, bro. I mean, you right on the lake. -4 normal weather could go to like -25 from the wind chill.
Humans shouldn't even live like that, bro.
Hey, I wasn't going to class in 80-degree weather, so I already know. And we're not putting you on the spot, but shit, my ass would have been right in the room.
I went to class every day. I like to learn, bro. I like school.
Yeah, for sure.
School was a good time. I'll say that about Marquette. Great school, great education, very interactive. It was cool. I got some great professors that I'm really appreciative of.
For sure.
You talk about Buzz Williams in that boot camp. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you said it's the hardest thing you've ever done. Bro, what was going on in that boot camp, G?
It's weird, bro. So, I mean, to make another long story short, it's a 12 days. You get 2 off days, I think.
Is it preseason or individuals
it's,
after season?
Preseason. Individuals, then boot camp.
Okay.
And the last day of boot camp is Midnight Madness.
Oh, okay.
So to get your gear for the season, you got to make it through boot camp. If you don't make it through boot camp, you either going to quit or you just not going to get your gear, one or the other.
Sheesh.
So it's 12 days total. 2 or 3 days have 2 sessions. Each day, the first day starts at like 7:10. Each day gets 6 minutes earlier. So second day's 7:04. Third day 6:58, and so forth. By the last day, you in there at 4:30 a.m. because you got to get in there, warm your body up, stretch, activate. You can't. You going through boot camp, fam. After the 4th day, damn, I don't even want to hoop no more. Real talk.
Yeah,
real talk. I'm like,
how close are you to quitting? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, after the 3rd day, I called my mom like, this shit's not worth it.
Yeah.
In grand scheme of things, it is worth it. But, as an 18-year-old kid, you're like, I'm just trying to hoop.
Right.
Why am I
this ain't
doing
basketball.
This ain't basketball.
You feel me? Right.
But that's why Buzz Williams teams were so successful, because we didn't ever have the most skilled players, but we had that camaraderie, and that's something you can't authenticate or replicate. That's something that has to be created. And it was created in boot camp because, make another long story short, we got the schedule to run. So for every game, you got to run a sprint. By the 4th game, you got to have 3 lines with 2 guys. You got to have the big guy in this line by himself with somebody else, and he got to make it. Okay, so how are we going to do this? And you got 30 seconds to think about it while you tired. So everybody's like, at this point, fuck, we got 10 seconds. We ain't figured out. All right, go here. I'll just run this by myself.
Mental and physical challenge.
Yes.
You feel me? Right.
So you run it, and your teammates are gaining that trust from you, because it's like, oh shit, like he put himself in the fire and he made it. That's respect. Like, you gain a lot of respect in boot camp, bro. Boot camp is really the trenches.
So did you see people not make boot camp?
For sure. I seen people, they put a bell in there. You ring the bell.
Ooh, that's like
tap out?
That's quick.
Gee. So they off the team. Like,
you might as well quit, because nobody gonna respect you after that.
Wow.
So it's not just for Buzz. You doing this for the team too. You quit on.
It ain't even for Buzz.
Right.
It's for the team camaraderie, and that's why he's doing it. He a smart dude. He know what he's doing. He's a great coach for a reason. He building character within guys.
So as you got older there, what was it like when the new dudes would come in? Because I'm gonna be real, my college basketball experience, it was rough. It was hard, but it wasn't like shit 4:30 in the morning. Like the earliest one was like 7, and we got McDonald's afterwards.
Oh, that's light.
We was always like, oh, we got these Egg McMuffins, so we're gonna do it. But coming in and seeing guys having to make that transition from high school to college, not knowing what the fuck going on, you give them a heads up, or you just kind of let them get thrown into the fire and see how they react?
You can't really even give nobody a heads up, bro. It's hard, because how do you even explain that shit? Like, bro, you're gonna be mentally and emotionally broken, and you just gotta withstand this storm. He gonna break you.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he want to do. He's trying to break you. Yeah. He's trying to test your nuts, see where you stand. Are you strong enough to, the Big East it's real deal.
For sure.
When the Big East was the Big East, it's still good teams in there, but you playing against pros every night, ESPN every night, 1-point games, like, can you withstand this storm with us? Are you going to stand in this fire with us? You know, are you going to be able to press the whole game with us?
Yeah.
Or when the game's on the line, are you going to be able to execute? And that's how he thought it.
Are you in the league if you go to ASU?
I don't know.
I'll tell you this, we did not have boot camp. We had annoying practices, but we did not have that stuff. And so, like, for that to have shaped you, I think that helped you get to the league.
Yeah, I mean, you know, different paths. Sometimes I always think, like, man, had I went to a school where the ball was put in my hands, I would have developed at a different rate. I mean, when I was coming out of high school, I was a 6'6" point guard. You know, what UCLA asked Kyle Anderson to come in and do, you know, be the point guard. I was 2 years before him. That's what they wanted me to come do at UCLA.
Van Halen was hollering at you?
Yes.
You made a good move.
You know, so
that offense would have been stagnant.
You know, but it's different. You know, you can't replicate game experience. Yeah. You know, game experience is a whole different teacher.
For sure.
You can work on your game as much as you want, but if you're not in the game, like, you're not gonna have those same experiences, that same savvy. So sometimes I just wish I would have went to a school where I would have been able to just make mistakes and learn. Mm-hmm. You know, take game winners and miss. Damn, all right.
Right.
I ain't never made a game winner in my life. I've only had the chance to shoot a game winner probably twice in my life. Last year with Golden State, it just ended up in my hands. I missed. I can't even remember the other time. I never made a game winner in my life. But that's because I went through, you know, a lot of time where the ball wasn't in my hands. I wasn't one of those guys.
For sure.
So, I mean, if you're a real competitor, which I am, like, I want those moments.
For sure.
You know, I want to be in those moments. I want to live those moments. That's the shit that, man, it just makes you get up. It lights that fire in you. So, I mean, we could sit here and say, yeah, maybe, but who knows?
I just want to say I appreciate that answer because he was setting you up to dunk right on me.
I'm just wondering.
No, I know what you're
doing. It was important to his career. I'm asking questions. I'm interested.
I will say this, like, all the shit I went through, like, post-college, definitely. Boot camp helped me get through that because I was, like, going through stuff. I'm like, this shit is cakewalk compared to boot camp.
Right.
That undrafted process, what was that like for you?
Like, right after college?
Yeah.
I had basketball. I wasn't even doing that. That was like, that's in the past.
You was in the SF league, right? Like
the Pro-Am league.
Yeah. And then you went to Mexico. How'd you get to that? How'd you get there?
I was actually going to an event Buzz does. He does something called Buzz's Bunch for kids with disabilities.
Okay.
He had got the job at Virginia Tech. Flew there as soon as I got off the plane. National team texted me like, hey, you know, can you come down to Mexico City? Why don't you come play in pre-Olympics? Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about FIBA, so I'm just kind of like, it's whatever. Like, I'm not blowing it off, but kind of I'm not taking it as serious as I should have.
Right.
I'm like, well, I'm in Charlotte. They hit me on a Tuesday. I'm like, I'm in Charlotte till Sunday, maybe Monday. All right, we'll buy your ticket Monday morning. I flew back from Charlotte Sunday, got to SF at midnight. Mind you, I live 45 minutes to an hour outside of San Francisco. Drive home, switch out my suitcase, pack all my shit. I'm going to Mexico City at 6 a.m. So I'm at home for 4 hours. And then the rest is history.
Hey, you play with Lorenzo Mata out there?
Yep.
That's my guy.
National team, that's my guy.
Lo Mata is one of the biggest legends
great dude.
in LA history.
Yeah.
I love that. He's a great dude, man.
There was one point he was like top 3 Latinos in LA. So
nice.
From his UCLA time. Running shit with dude, getting it cracking.
Well, he's unreal at UCLA.
I mean, like we would be on trips with the dude in airports. And it would be like Selena, like in terms of how they would just run up on him like, "Yo, we love you, Lo Mata." So I had to ask you that.
But you were MVP, you know, 2-time All-Star. How did that experience shape you?
You know what? I had some good coaches in Mexico. My rookie year, I played in Mexico, and I played with some good players. We was stacked. Shane Bohannon, I don't know if y'all played at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Monster. Matt Bryan and Manning played at Washington a few years ago. Like, there was a lot of guys on that team my rookie year. And then I went to another team where I had a really good coach, a Spaniard dude, Paco Olmos. He really taught me the game. Mm-hmm. Like, I was just a wild child running up and down the court, athletic. That's what I want to play. I want to get out in transition. I'm gambling for steals. Like, that's how I like to play. Slow down, young fella. Like, I'm gonna teach you the game, blah, blah. And I think that really helped me develop. And so when I won all those accolades there, it's kind of like, what else is there? I was the highest paid in the league at that time. It was like, you know, I got to do, this can't be it. Mm-hmm. I got to try something else.
So what's the atmosphere like with the Liga Nacional de Baloncesto Profesional?
That sounded amazing.
I got to see in Spanish 3. I got to see in Spanish 3, but I always said I could go anywhere in Mexico and hold my own. Like anywhere, anytime I went to Rosarito or whatever, I was going to be good. But what's the atmosphere like playing over there in Mexico versus playing in the NBA arena?
You playing in the trenches there, bro. There's no rules.
It's wild,
for real.
right?
I mean, like when you playing internationally, like those fans are ruthless. I'm not gonna sit here and say just Mexico, but like you can go anywhere in the world, like you fuck around with the wrong fan, you end up losing your life.
Yeah.
Like they're not playing out there. They're very passionate about their teams, and that's what I was gonna say about Lorenzo. Like when you go like internationally, like these fans, they don't have no ego or no pride. Like if they like you and love you and they praise you, they're gonna show you that love. Here in the States, like I don't want to seem like a groupie. I don't want to seem like a fan. Like
extra cool.
I get it.
You feel me?
Extra cool. Niggas don't really show you that love, but internationally, like it's the spectrum. Like they love you and they hate you.
Yeah.
You know, and if you fuck with who they love, they hate you, and they gonna rock for who they love.
I was gonna say, you've played Big East, you've played over there, you've played in the NBA. Give me your 3 craziest stadiums you've ever played in, atmosphere-wise.
Philly's a good one.
Okay.
It can be anywhere I played in the world.
Anywhere.
Marinos in Venezuela.
Okay.
So I played in Venezuela when they were experiencing political turmoil.
Oh, wow.
How was that experience?
Oh, bro, the scariest thing I ever experienced.
Crib? Like other than hooping?
No, you can't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You literally can't. You go out there, they have a whole platoon chaperoning you. A whole platoon. And some people are like, they're recording like, oh, this shit crazy. And me, I'm sitting here like, it is crazy, but why do we need this?
Yeah.
They was probably chop it up and everything. You know what I'm saying?
No, the army and shit, you say what's up to them, they don't even say nothing to you. They just straight face. And it's
That's
like,
spooky,
damn,
bro.
like, yeah, it is scary.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know what's going on. You're not from there. A lot of my teammates, they don't speak Spanish. Like, so Marinos, Philly's a good one. Boston's a good one.
Okay.
You know what else I like that's surprising to me? Phoenix.
Interesting.
I like their environment there. It's dope.
Yeah. It gets loud in that stadium.
Yeah,
Very loud.
They know how to take L's very
Fans
well.
are for real too.
They're very accustomed to
This dude here, man.
just saying. So let's talk about now NBA experience. So you go to the tryout with the Santa Cruz Warriors, make the Santa Cruz Warriors squad. Warriors sign you, then release you, then bring you on a 2-way, then end up converting that back to a regular contract. Just like the dealing with the ups and downs. Obviously, you're playing over in Mexico, playing in Venezuela. You get this league moment, you get to touch the league. But what's it like dealing with the ups and downs? For a lot of people don't realize how just fucked up it can be on that side. Like, you know, your job is in jeopardy at any point. A guy can get injured or whatever it may be. And, you know, you might not be out of a job at that point. So what's it like dealing with that?
Your job is literally in jeopardy every day, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, this league is so competitive. I mean, I don't even play right now. I can still get to it.
Yeah.
You know, so my point being is the nigga on the end of the bench can still get to it. So you literally have to walk in that gym every day and take your job as seriously as possible. I mean, everybody is trying to get theirs. People trying to get paid. There's guys like me I was 27 when I came into the league, who are coming. I'm looking for somebody's spot.
Right.
So there's guys every day, you know, trying to take your spot. And I think that goes back to the boot camp. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and act like it don't bother me still. Like, yes, there are my highs and my lows, but it's like, this shit, I couldn't sustain this because I've been through things much tougher than this. I mean, at least I'm getting paid still. At least I get to fly private still. At least, you know, like life is good.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how I kind of just like maintain the balance in this, you know, crazy world. Because things in the NBA, I tell rookies that come in all the time, like, bro, things change literally overnight in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Literally. I mean, Steph just got hurt yesterday. He's out for a few weeks. I mean, who's going to step up in Steph's place now? Yeah. Now that's the opportunity for somebody to come in. You know what I'm saying? Or I
was going to say, y'all have Matt Ryan on the squad. Feel good story, hitting threes.
Then now he's
right after
here.
the game. Card don't work again. Now he's in Minnesota. Like,
so, I mean, it's a business. Yeah. And some people like to say it's a cold business, but shit, it's a business. That's just what it is, and you gotta get what you can out of it.
So you're in the league. When was the moment you were like, I'm here? Like, what was your, you know, league moment?
I got 2. The first one was Brad Beal. It was when I got called up and we going through scout. I started that game. I was guarding a big, and then we was talking about this, a pick and roll, blah, blah, and they made an emphasis like, don't let this guy get going. He sees one goes in, he gon' first one I fucked up on the pick and roll coverage. Swish.
Chopper.
He run off like 12 points in a row.
Oh, no.
St. Louis on, Brad Bill.
And it's just like,
good man.
It's just like, damn, that's the difference in this league. Like, guys are getting after it ASAP, quick. Guys like that, like, you can't let them get going. That one possession can change the whole game. He ended the game with like 40. But it's just like, that's what coaches talk about in the meetings. Is like, you got to lock in. Every play matters, because now you don't let him get his first 2-3 shots off, now it's a different game.
How many of that 40 did you get, though? I got to ask that.
I got into foul trouble early, so I think I got like a good 13, 14.
Okay.
And then the rest handed off.
We had
Equal
Grant Williams on the
opportunity
show, and he
bucket,
was like, guys will break down how, and he was like, if you get in that 10 to 12 range, it's definitely
it gets uncomfortable.
Of course. I mean, because it's damn near like you was the one that let him get going.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really know the game and the guys that's watching the game, everybody know what's going on. We know who's the guy that got this guy going. Yeah. We know who let him, who fucked up on the coverages or whatever, the mistakes. Everybody know what's going on. The second one was Kuzma. He dunked on me.
No way. Okay.
Kuz got me. He got me. But, I mean, that was a difference for me going to playing in from the G League and in Mexico to playing in the league. Like, the bigs in Mexico are 6'8", 6'9". They're not athletic like that. Yeah. So when you got a 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guy who can move like a guard and is athletic like that, it's different. Like the levels is different. Yeah. The bigs in the NBA 7 feet, 7'2", as opposed, like I said, in Mexico 6'8".
Kuz was in a national game, and what color was Kuz's hair at that point?
I have no idea.
Because like if it's the janky hair Kuz, I probably would take that more personally than just like the regular main. But
I actually asked him one game probably 2 years ago. I said, bro, like, why you keep doing that to your hair? He just looked at me and smirked. But, I mean, one thing I can't say is, like, some of it is outlandish, but, like, I mean, I'll, like, something like that, I'll look at on my phone, I'll be like, what the fuck is he doing? But then I'll sit there and tell my girl, I'll be like, I respect it, because, like, at least he being himself.
Yeah,
for sure.
In the world of people who are afraid to be themselves and are always trying to gain, like, acceptance from the world who will fucking flip on you tomorrow or in 2 seconds, like, why are you even trying to gain acceptance from people? So, I mean, I got respect for him for just being himself.
Or would you ever rock that long sleeve the pink sweater?
No blonde for you? No blonde?
Nah. I mean, you know what? I thought about it once before, and my girl's like, nah, that's not for you. I'm too much of a, I'm not light-skinned enough for that.
Oh, for real? Okay.
I don't got light-skinned tendencies like that.
Okay, so I respect it.
I got some dark-skinned tendencies.
That's East Oakland.
Real East Oakland.
I mean, you already know. You're a real one. You're a real one.
So
you talk about showing up to practice, competing for your job every day. What's that like going against, 4 or 5 Hall of Famers in the building when you're with the Warriors? What are those practices like for you to show up and you got, Steph, Klay, Draymond, all these guys? What's that like?
It's cool. I mean, I appreciate those moments. I mean, well, let's just keep it real. A lot of guys are scared to guard the guys because they don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are scared to guard, period, because they don't want to get embarrassed. Me, I'm not afraid to get broken down. I'm not afraid to get dunked on. That's why I jump with guys. So, okay, on top of that, there's nobody in the gym watching. It's just us, the team.
Right.
So I really get the opportunity to really test my defensive skills, to test my basketball skills against these guys. I mean, these is the greatest guys doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had a lot of fun. This is dope to me. I mean, shit, I just came from playing in Venezuela where you can't even leave the hotel unless you got a Marine Guard. I just came from playing in Argentina and Mexico where we going on 30-hour bus rides. Like, this shit is cake to me.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. It's not every day. I tell people all the time, you don't get to be around greatness all the time.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
2022, you won a chip. What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment? I got 2.
Okay, let's go.
Mine personally is after we lost, I think we lost game 1, and Draymond came into the locker room. And him and Steph, they just talking. They talking to us. And like me, I'm like a person who understands dynamics. Like we could be here sitting talking, and I'll like have an outer body experience and like be watching us type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at the room, and I'm looking at everybody else and seeing like their body language. And it's like we went from this to like this, everybody. Because Draymond and Steph, they ain't sweating. They not tripping. They like, man, we had that game 1. Don't even worry about it. We gonna kick their ass. We ain't tripping. This is nothing.
Wow.
Like, we know we got this. And for me, that was just like, again, you don't get to be around greats. You don't get to be around guys who like that confident in the finals after losing game 1, after playing against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, those guys, those young kids are really good.
Yeah.
And they was just like not bothered. And so that was really cool for me to see. Those are the experiences when they say, oh, you have championship experience. Because I've gotten to see guys that really do this shit, do it.
So what's going through your head? Let's go to game 6, right? 3rd quarter. Steph points at the ring.
What's the second reason? We got to hear the second.
I want to hear that.
Oh, no, and the second favorite moment was a parade. Best day of my life. That shit was amazing. My whole family got to be there with me. It was dope.
Do they ask what to stock the bus with? Like, what do you tell them ahead, or how does that work? What you're drinking on the bus or anything?
Nah,
Stop at the store on the way.
Lobos blessed me.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Lobos blessed me. We had about 35 bottles just from Lobos. And we ran through all of those. Everybody else brought bottles. Me and Draymond shared the bus together. That was couldn't be any better. I mean, me and Draymond like this. That's my big brother, and I don't throw that label around at all. If you ain't did no big bro shit from me, I'm not gonna call you big bro. That's my dog.
So what's it like? Before I got another question, but I want to ask. Like, it seemed like around game 3 or 4, Draymond was struggling a little bit, and he kind of admitted that the fans kind of got to him. But what's it like seeing a dude who's that strong-willed and really kind of one of the leaders on this team really admit and acknowledge that damn Celtics and the Celtics fans had gotten in his head a little bit?
I think we put so much pressure on ourselves in this business or in life in general. So when you see somebody whom you look up to and admire, and which I do, I look up to him and admire him, not just for basketball reasons, but when you see him just being human, it's like, damn, I put all this pressure on myself. The GOAT ain't even tripping like that. I mean, you know, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, and he not even tripping.
We've all had that debate, and it's like, if you don't think Draymond Green's a Hall of Famer, you know nothing about.
You know nothing about hoops. I mean, Klay, Dre, and Steph are like lemonade. You got to have the sugar, the water, and the lemons for it to be lemonade. If you don't have one or the other, it ain't gonna be lemonade. It ain't gonna work the same. Yeah. And they just all complement each other so well that they are not the same without one another. But it was very refreshing to see somebody of his caliber just be honest and understand, like, you know, it ain't working for me right now. But he mentioned that Steph had his back, and that's dope to see that brotherhood and that camaraderie, because you don't see a ton of that in this business.
So, got to ask you, third quarter, game 6. Steph points at the ring. I mean, I feel like I'm light-skinned, you light-skinned. In light-skinned history, that moment, but just the level of cojones it takes to know in the third quarter, this shit is over. Yeah. What are you thinking when you see that? Are you like, oh, okay, well, shit.
It's over.
Yeah, let me get this champagne ready. It's just, I mean, I remember we saw that. It was just like, what, like, damn, this motherfucker pointing at his ring.
I got chills, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, I almost shed a light-skinned tear. Like, and I'm a LeBron guy, so it takes a lot. But just to see, be in that moment in Boston, like, all right, this thing is done.
Yeah, I mean, with him, it's like, it's crazy because you really don't see. I mean, I've only been in the league for 3 whole years, and I have yet to see somebody that's just puts it up like him. Mm-hmm. Like, he can run 17 points off, and you don't even realize it's 17 points because it's happening in a minute and 30 seconds. And so when he's in his zone, like, you know when he in his zone, and he don't do shit like that. He's not an arrogant person. Yeah. Like, when you push him to that point, when you make him mad, he's trying to prove a point, or like he in his zone, then that type of sauce comes out. You know what I'm saying? So when he was doing that, I knew it was over, because when Steph in his zone, nobody stopped him. Can't nobody guard him, bro. Not nobody. Not a soul in the NBA could guard him.
We had Grant Williams on the show. He said,
can't guard him. My bad, Grant.
Hey, shit. Yeah,
that's my guy, though. That's my guy. With all due respect, though. But like, yeah, Steph, that dude.
So we just had Grant Williams on the show. He mentioned Game 4. Steph has this like out of body experience, goes crazy, and they were celebrating. You guys were celebrating rather, and Grant sort of was like, "Damn!" Like, they kind of know that they had taken one from us. That the momentum sort of shifted. What was that sort of like for you within that final series?
They're so experienced, and when I say they, Dre, Steph, Klay, they're so experienced. It's just kind of like when they got control of the situation, control of the reins, it's really no like shifting the tide. I mean, I know I was on the team, so I probably seem a little biased, but like that's the difference there. That's why they're so great. So once they felt that way, I mean, you just gonna follow your leaders. You're gonna follow the big dogs. And
was it like a little bit like a collective like you guys could take a breath after that game?
I don't think we take a breath. We always knew we were a better team.
Yeah.
I think we were the best team from top to bottom in the NBA, and we knew that very early on. We knew that actually when the season first started, probably through like the first 10 games. Oh. Yeah. We knew that. I mean, like I said, I wasn't playing. Damian Lee wasn't playing. Gary was hurt to start the season. Nemanja Bjelica wasn't playing. Like, these are all guys who can play. Yeah. I mean, these are guys who are at the end of your bench. And so we knew from the top to bottom we were the best team. And, you know, we knew that we let game 1 get away from us. But once we got control of the situation, I think everything was just curtains after that.
So let's talk about this offseason. You make probably the best decision in your basketball career. Going to the Lakers, teaming up with LeBron, Raymond James Sr., Anthony Davis, and that whole crew. Just want to know, what was your first interaction with Bron like after the paperwork was signed and you were actually on the Lakers?
It was cool. I'm a cool dude, man. Bron's a cool dude. I'm more of a nigga. I stay in my lane. I stay out of people's way. So like I allow our relationship to grow organically.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna force it. I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to be their friend because I'm not here to make friends.
Okay.
But I'm also not here to be antisocial either.
Okay.
Like I just allow relationships to grow organically. He a cool dude. I fuck with Bron.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you guys both have a love of Lobos, so that's
I gotta love a tequila.
Madden, get in there.
I gotta love a tequila. Okay. But yeah, shout out to Lobos. They bless me.
AD has been going crazy. You feel me?
Oh man, he putting up numbers, but I'm not impressed. AD, I need 100 from you.
100? That's what we on?
I told him he got to go get 100. Why not?
Is this the best basketball you've ever seen out of AD? I mean, we had some years with the Pelicans.
Yeah, some great years. Yeah. I mean, let's just act like we are prisoners of the moment. So let's talk about what's going on now. I think this is very good basketball. I'm glad to see him playing the way he's playing. Obviously, 3 years ago, he was in that top 5 category.
For sure.
And it's very, obviously I'm his teammate, so it's very refreshing and exciting to see. But I like to see people doing well. The nigga's nice, man.
Facts.
He can get to it. He's nice.
I mean, in your career, you got an opportunity to play with Steph. You got the opportunity to play with LeBron. Obviously, 2 of the greatest players to ever play the game. You really got an inside look at the work that they put in to be the masters of their craft. So I want to know, what have you learned from Steph and what have you learned from LeBron about what it takes to be great?
It's literally a nonstop process. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. When I first started playing pro, I would go lift, go to the gym, stretch maybe, and then my day would be done at noon, 1 o'clock. They in there all day.
Jeez.
Literally. I mean, if we got a 12 o'clock practice, Bron's probably in there 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. He gonna lift, get his work, get a massage, do something else, eat, get another massage. Like after practice, I'm sure he's doing his own thing. Steph was in there all day, lifting for like 3 hours. I mean, he's working on so much, his ankles, his wrists. Like they're just paying extra attention, detail to all this little shit. Like, Steph fucked up his wrist, so he's in there doing extra wrist work, had bad ankles, doing extra ankle work, core work, all that stuff. All that stuff matters. And that's what I started to realize. Everything matters. The way you eat, the way you sleep, what you put in, your body through on a day-to-day basis. It's more than just the actual basketball aspect, because your best ability is your availability. Mm-hmm. I ain't been able to get on the court this year because I've been having these little dumbass, sprained ankle, whatever. But I ain't been available. So it don't even matter what I can do on the court because I'm not even available. So, that's one thing I'm seeing from these greats is how much they take care of their body. I was getting a massage once every 3 weeks before. Now I'm getting a massage once every 3-4 days. For sure. Like I'm taking care of my body at a different level. And I obviously want to play this game a little bit longer. I want to get as much money as I can out of it.
Shit. We want you to get as much money as you can too.
For sure. Being a part of the Klutch family, what's the difference between, Rich Paul and other agents?
I think the biggest thing is, like, for me, I just feel like I can relate to him more. And that's not to take anything away from my previous agents. I had some great, previous agents, but there's just a more relatable factor. I feel like he understands me, one, because he's been so close to the game. Not just basketball, the game itself, the sauce, the urban culture.
You know
what I'm saying? The game is universal. Yes, the game is universal, bro. It don't matter if you're in a drug game. It don't matter if you hooping. You got to respect the game.
Yeah.
There's levels in the game, and he going to give you the game. There's a different understanding when I'm talking to him. He's not just telling me stuff. He's breaking it down for me. It's just different, man. It's more relatable.
It feels like the players that are underneath the Klutch agency all sort of support each other no matter what team they're on. And I think that's a really unique dynamic.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like a family. I've only been with Klutch for, half a year now, but I've been really close, more or less. I mean, me and Draymond were really close when I was up at Golden State. We pretty much spent every single day together. So I was able to see things from a, secondhand experience through him, and see how they interact and how they supported him and all of that. And now being a part of it, I mean, the support is second to none. I mean, I've done so much with Klutch and through Klutch. more with Klutch in the 6 months than I've done with probably all of my other agencies collectively.
Okay, that's camaraderie and teamwork.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, man. I'm lucky to be, a part of that team for sure.
So let's talk about the Lakers right now. It was painful for us to watch a little bit early on. Team
I can imagine.
But we knew. We might have hated for a little bit. It was dry hate. It wasn't really well seasoned, but you played, you go and smack the Bucks in Milwaukee, come back on the Sixers, obviously lose that game in OT, trick off the 17-point lead to the Pacers, down 20 to the Celtics, come back, take a lead, trick that one off in OT. It seems like this team is so close to kind of just figuring it out and knowing that they can compete with anybody in the league.
Right.
So I want to know from your inside vantage point, we've had a playoff drought. Do you feel like the Lakers are a playoff team?
Yes.
Okay. Can y'all win a series?
Yes.
Can y'all win 2?
Yes.
Okay, well, shit. Let's keep this shit going.
No, I'm not going to sit up here and say that we are going to do that.
Okay.
But it's kind of like, back to my analogy with the whole lemonade thing, like you're looking for the perfect concoction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, basketball is not just X's and O's. You're looking for everything that works well together, the spacing, the timing, everybody plays differently. And I think going back to, everybody's new here for the most part.
Yeah.
New coaching staff. 80% of the roster is new here. Like we all trying to figure it out. We all trying to figure the offense out. And I think some games we've been able to click, and some games it's kind of like, what's that missing piece? Where are we overcompensating? Where are we not? Not putting enough in. And I think that's the growing pains of the season. That's what the regular season is for. Is that you figure the regular season is obviously to compete, but it's to figure it out. So when you get to that point, when you are one of those teams in the playoffs, now we rolling with what we got, and this is what's been working for us, and we're going to ride with it, and either it's going to work or it's not. And I feel like when we are at our best, I think we can win some series for sure. I don't see many teams being better than us if they are better than us, that much better than us.
I was hoping you would say that.
You've played with unbelievable trash talkers. Who in the league was like the first guy to talk shit to you?
Draymond.
Oh, for real?
Even on your own team?
On my own team. When I first got to Golden State, I didn't think Draymond liked me.
Really? It's like the Buzz Williams thing, though, testing you.
Yeah, for sure. And me, like, I'm more like I'm a quiet guy. I don't really fuck with nobody unless you fuck with me. But once you turn me up, I go from 0 to 100 real fast.
That East Oakland comes out of you.
But I don't fuck with nobody.
Okay.
Like, I stay in my zone. I stay in my lane. I don't want no problems.
For sure.
I'm not looking for smoke.
Yeah.
Shit ain't
And
sweet,
I ain't
though.
ducking no smoke.
Shit ain't sweet. Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And so for him, like, it was just like I said, same thing with Bron. Like, I ain't forcing no relationships. I stay in my lane. We gonna be cool if we gonna be cool. If we not, we here to work, blah, blah. So when I first got there, I didn't really think he fucked with me. We was talking shit. I'll start talking shit back to him. And I think he just kind of respected that because most people are intimidated by Draymond. I mean, he's Draymond Green. He talks shit. A lot of people ain't built to talk shit, first of all.
Yeah.
And then second of all, a lot of people can't back that shit up. Me, I'm going to talk shit, and I'm not afraid to get my ass whooped. So I'm not saying you're going to whoop my ass, but what I'm saying is I'm not afraid to fight.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to cross that line.
Do you feel like, obviously Draymond from Saginaw, Michigan, that produces a certain level of human being? You from East Oakland, that produces a certain level of human being. At some point, Draymond was like, all right, this dude's from East Oakland, so, I'm not really going to keep trying to test him. I'm going to go test the dude from
I don't even think it was that. I just don't even think it was that. I just think it was more like why fight with you? We could fight together.
Okay.
So,
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was on my two-way year when we was the year I got the contract. I mean, it was me and him out there. He was the 5, I was the 4, and we was rocking. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing alongside of him. I mean, he gonna have your back. He gonna talk shit. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna have his back. And I think that's why we hit it off. Is because we two peas in a pod, man. We very similar.
I mean, I said for a long time, Draymond's that guy that when he's not on your team, you hate his
him.
guts. But at any point when he comes to the Lakers, Draymond, we're going to make this happen. At any point,
Wait,
we're
is
going to
this
reunite.
tampering? Wait,
No,
relax.
no,
Yeah, players can't tamper. Players, we are not affiliated. We are not affiliated with any organization.
Yeah.
Okay, we are Wave, Buckets, Outta Pocket.
You're gonna get a Venmo from
Right,
him
no.
when the league comes.
I'm tampering
I'm
at
close
him.
to
My
having
bad.
it.
It's
I'm
me.
close to having it though. So if the fine comes, let me know. I can definitely put something on it.
Talk
I'm
your
close.
shit.
I'm
Love
close.
that.
I'm close.
I'm not. There's a
6 to 12 months away.
Okay, let
Crypto
up.
kind of set me back a little bit, but We're going to get it back. SBF, I'm looking for you, dog.
Oh, shit.
All right, Juan. Appreciate you, my G.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for pulling
Appreciate
up.
y'all for having me. Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you for pulling up.
Of course.
Zach, I got to see the dab. You got to lean in.
I'm too
Let's
far.
see. Let's see. Pressure.
Yes, Zach. Yes.
Good dab with a real East Oakland
Set me up
legend. You
for
feel
failure
me?
with the mic, like,
The internet was questioning your Boogie Cousins dab. I'm gonna give
did they?
I'm gonna give that a 9.7.
I'm getting
All
killed.
good, bro. You come to the
Zoo
garden
gave-
outside and the cookout. You good.
There we go. There we go.
You gave me the handshake.
He came in low, though. It's
I
how
know,
you
I know. I had the
came,
dog.
bro.
It was
You
my
know
fault.
what I mean? Yeah.
It was my fault. New episodes drop every Friday. You can watch it on YouTube at Buckets. You can listen to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Stitcher if you use that. Follow us at Buckets on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Thanks for tapping in.